Okay. Um, Screen goes. Yeah, cool. So today, um, the agenda for today is a revision session on the following positive and negative numbers, estimation, expressions and bin mass, fractions, decimals, percentages, expressing fractions, ordering decimals, percentages of amounts and percentage change, ratio and proportion, calculating money, measures and compound measures, and scale and scale. So positive and negative numbers, understanding positive and negative numbers. So the definition of positive numbers are any numbers greater than zero commonly used in counting and measuring. So that could be one, two, three, four, and so on. Negative numbers are numbers that are less than zero, often representing a loss or decrease. So that could be -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. The importance of these in mathematics are that understanding positive and negative numbers is fundamental for solving various mathematical problems and equations. So practice questions. So calculate -7 at 12, sorry. -7 at 12, -7 at 12, okay. So let's see, let's go back, sorry. So if we do these, -7 at 12, -7 at, so -7 at 12 will be, if I just throw it here in the number line quickly, that's 5 there, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So -7, jump 12 spaces to the right because it's adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So the answer here would be 5. So 1 second, but we still need to continue and to do this. And as we remember our bid mass rules, we have to do the additions first. So it would be 5 here, 5 here, minus 5 here. So the answer would end up being 0. So the answer would end up being 0, guys. Because 5 minus 5 equals 0. The answer for this first one would be 0. Find the difference between -3, and 5 plus 5. So -3 would become equals. So 3, jump 3 spaces. So it would be -3, -4, -5, and -6. So the answer would be -6 here. And for 5 and 5, for 5 and 5, the answer would be 5, jump 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The answer would be 10. So we need to find out the difference between minus 10 and 6. To find that out, all we do is, uh, wait, let me think of this. Find that out, all we do is go from 10 to minus 6 on the number scale. So if we think of it, we have to write, we can do it on the number scale, so we have to write 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously they've got minuses, guys. Up below the zero, minus, minus. So we have to jump the spaces from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the difference of this would be 16, guys. There's 16 places between minus 6 and 10. Multiply minus 4 by 6 plus 6, so minus 4 again. Do 4 spaces to the left. Minus 4, minus 6, minus 7, and minus 8. So the answer would be minus 8 for this one. We jump 4 spaces to the left. Minus 8. And then 4, 6 and 6, it would be 6 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the answer would be 12. So 6 and 6 would become 12. So what we need to do is minus 8 multiplied by 12. Whenever you multiply minus by a positive, the answer is always minus. So you can do 8 times 12 and just add the minus to at the end. So 8 times 12 would be 96. But I remember there's a minus, so the answer would be minus 96. That's the answers, guys. If you have any questions during this session, just please don't hesitate to ask me. But yeah, the answer is minus 96 for this. Estimation. Rounding numbers and estimating values. Understanding rounding. Rounding simplifies numbers while retaining their approximate value, making calculations easier and more efficient. Estimating values plays a vital role in decision making, allowing for faster assessments in various scenarios. So here are some estimation questions. Estimate the sum 4.48.7 plus 53.9. So to one significant figure. So the first significant figure is always the first number. So rounding that up, we look at the second number. So 48 rounds up to 50, and 53 rounds up to 50 again. So the answer would be, sorry, not equals, not add. The answer would be 100. 100 would be the answer there. Now, round to the nearest 10, so round 374 divided by 19 to the nearest 10. So if the nearest 10, that's the 10. So we look at the next number, it would become, or we can just add it actually. So if we do this, I mean, if we do the division in our calculator first, we get our calculator, um, we get our calculator and do this. It would be 374 divided by 19, which equals 19.68. So the answer is 19.68. Continues on dot 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 dot. But we want to round it to the nearest 10. So we would check what that is. That's the 10. So we will look at the next number, which is 9. So 19 to the nearest 10 is 20. So the answer would be 20 here. Use a suitable estimate to multiply 62 by 28. Again, we'll multiply it to the nearest 10. So we would do this to the nearest 10 would be 60. 28 to the nearest 10 would be 30. So we would do 60 times 30, which equals 1,800. That would be a suitable estimate. Expressions and bin mass. So simplifying expressions. Expand 3x plus 4. So all you would do here is multiply everything inside the bracket by 3. So this would equal to 3x plus 12. All he did there was multiply x by 3 and multiply 4 by 3, and it would become 3x plus 12. Simplify 5x minus 2x plus 7. To simplify it, all we would do is the opposite. So we would find the lowest common factor between these. And in this case, it would be there actually isn't a lowest common factor. So all you would do here, I'm trying to think. So all you would do here is keep x. I think you would take out the lowest number, which is 2, because there's no lowest common factor here. And then you would divide 5 by 2, because all you've done is division and you did multiplication here, which is x add 2, so that would be x, and this would be 7 over 2. You can do that in decimal points if you want. So all I've done is take out the 2 from here and then divide everything by 2. So 5 divided by 2 is 5 over 2, which is 2.5. You can write as 2.5. And 2 divided by 2 becomes 1, so 1x or x. And then 7 divided by 2, which is 7 over 2, which also becomes 3.5. So that's a simplified version of this. Factorize 6x plus 9. So here we would find the highest common factor, which is in this case 3, because 3 goes into 6 and it also multiplies into 9. So if we take out 3, it means divide both by 3, we would get 6 divided by 3 is 2x, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Sorry guys, 1 second. Sorry. So yeah. So we found the highest common factor here, which was three, and then we divided everything by three. So six divided by three is two, and nine divided by three is three. So the answer would be three outside the bracket and then two x plus three. Well, sorry. Yeah, so the second one, we actually don't need to do this because it says simplify and not factorize. My bad. So yeah, we wouldn't do this. All we would do for the second one is do 5 minus 2 as they both got x's. So 5 minus 2 is 3x plus 7. So that's simplified version. We wouldn't need to factorize this anymore. So yeah, the answer would be 3x minus 7 because it says simplify and not factorize. So order of operations, BIDMAS is a crucial mnemonic for remembering the order of operations in mathematics. It helps prevent errors in calculation. The first steps uh, in BIDMAS involve solving expression within brackets and calculating indices. These operations must be performed first. After brackets and indices, division and multiplication should be addressed from left to right. Both operations hold equal precedence. And finally, adding and subtracting, adding and subtracting are from last, also from left to right, following the following the big mass rule. So here again are some practice questions. So one second. So if we just do the first one, 8 and 2 times 5. If we write big mass out here, just to remember big mass. So it is brackets first, then indices, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So here we would do the multiplication first, which would equal to 8 and 10. So the answer is 18 in this case because we did 2 times 5, which is 10, and then we did the addition 10 plus 8, which is 18. Again, using the bid mass rule, we do brackets first. So 12 take away 4 is 8. Then we do the indices first, which is 3 to the power of 2. So this would be 8 divided by 2 plus 9. So 3 squared is 9. Then we do the division first. So this would become, if we do this first, it would become 4 added 9. So the answer would be 13, guys, in this case, following the big mass rule. So I'll rub this up for now. And the answer would be, as I said, 13. And for the final one, again, we would do the brackets or whatever's in the brackets first. 3 times 2 plus 1. So this is the inner brackets of the brackets. So we would do 14 minus 3 times 2 plus 1, which is 3 times 3 to the power of 2. So that would become, then we do what's inside this bracket, which is 14 take away 9 squared, and then 14 take away 9 squared. So we do the indices first, so it would be 14 take away 81, and 14 take away 81 would be a negative number. So we would do 14 take away 81 is minus 67. So the answer would be minus 67 for this. Because we did the first brackets, There was brackets inside these brackets first. Then we did the outer brackets. Then we did the indices. And then finally we did the sum of that, which is 14 take away 81. So next is fractions, decimals, and percentages. Converting between fractions, decimals, and percentages. Understanding numerical relationships. So converting between fractions, decimals, and percentages enhances comprehension of numerical relationships in various contexts. Mastery of these conversions is crucial for accurately performing calculations involving money, ensuring precision in financial decisions. This skill is essential for interpreting statistical data, allowing for clearer analysis and comparison of information. So let's do these practice questions again. Write 3 over 5 and a decimal. So the way I would do it is 3 over 5. How can we make this into 100 or 10? So we will multiply everything by 2, which equals 6 over 10, and then multiply everything by 10 to make it 100 lower. So this would become 60 over 100. And turn that into a decimal. We would look at that. So 60, it would be 60%, and all we do to turn it into a decimal is divide it by 100, which equals 0.6. So 0.6 is the answer. Convert 0.72 as a percentage, so 0.72 as a fraction, or we can just multiply it by 100, which equals 72%. To find out percentage, all we do is multiply it by 100. Yeah. And then express 45% as a fraction in its simplest form. So to find out the decimal, we divide it by 100, which equals to 0.45%. Now, if we express that as a fraction, it would become 45 over 100, but we want it in our simplest form, and we know that 5 goes into both of these, so 5 goes into this 9 times, and 5 also goes into 120 times. Can we simplify this anymore? I don't think so, so the answer would be 9 over 20, because we know that 45 divided by 5 is 9, 100 divided by 5 is 20, and this is the simplest form we can get, 9 over 20. So all I did there was find out the lowest, no, the highest common factor between 45 and 100, which is 5 here, guys. So 5 multiplies into into both of these numbers. Expressing fractions. So fractions represent parts of a whole, and simplifying them helps in making them easier to work with. Reducing fractions to their lowest terms simplifies calculations and aids in a better understanding of numbers. Simplifying fractions is crucial for accurate calculations in mathematics, enhancing clarity and precision. Precision. So mixed numbers and improper fractions. Define definition of mixed numbers. So mixed numbers are composed of a whole number combined with a proper fraction representing a greater value. So this would be a mixed number 1.5 with both of them equates to 1.5. So this is a mixed number. So definition of improper fractions. Improper fractions have numerators that are greater than their denominators, representing values that are greater than 1. So again, 3 over 2 would be an improper fraction because 3 is greater than 2. and this would equal to 1.5 again, which is greater than 1, as it says in the definition. Understanding mixed numbers and improper fractions is essential in various mathematical operations involving fractions. So simplify 18 over 24. So 18 over 24 to find the highest common factor. We know that 6 goes into 18 and 24. So if we divide both by 6, it equals 3 over 4. So 3 quarters. So all we did was divide by 6 to get 3 quarters. So the answer would be 3 quarters. Convert 7 over 4 to a mixed number. So to convert into a mixed number, all we would do is the method I take is 7 over 4. So we would see how many times 4 goes into 7. So how many times you can multiply 4 to into 7. So it's only once because 4 times 2 is 8. So it would be 1 would be the big number. And then we would see what's left over. So 4 times 1 is 4. 7 take away the answer. So 7 take away 4 times 1 equals 7 take away 4, which equals 3. So the top number would be 3, and then the bottom number would remain the denominator, which is 4. So 1 and 3 quarters as a mixed number. 1 and 3 quarters as a mixed number. Express 5 over 8 with a denominator of 32. So all we need to do here is find out how to get the bottom number 32. So 5 over 8. So what I would do is 5 over 8. Now we want this number to be 32. So I would do 32 divided by 8, which equals 4. So all we do is 8 times 4 equals 32. So 8 times 4 equals 32. So then the top number 5 times 4 also equals 20. So the answer would be 20 over 32. Yeah, the answer would be 20 over 32. Because all I did was divide what we want the denominator, 32 divided by 8, which equals to 4, as it says. And then all I multiplied was 5 times 4, which equals 20. 8 times 4 equals 32. So the answer is 20 over 32. Add 2 and 1/3 to 1 and 2/5. Let me just pull this out. So 2 and 1/3. Again, the way I would do this is make this into an improper fraction was 1 and 2/5. So I could actually just, so to make it into an improper fraction, all we do is multiply these two, multiply these two, and then the answer of that, so 6, we add it with this top number. So 6 added 1 equal to find the numerator is 7, and we keep the denominator the same, so that would be 7 over 3. To use that method with this number, we would do 5 times 1, which is 5, add 2, which is 7, equals 7, and then we would keep the denominator equal 5, so this would become 7 over 3 add 7 over 5. 7 over 3, because they're both improper fractions. 7 over 3 add 7 over 5. Again, we need to make the denominators the same. So the lowest number we can get to is 15, which they both multiply to. So we multiply this whole by 5, and then this whole by 3. So it would become 35 over 15 add 21 over 15, which equals to 35 add 21 is 56 over 15. So that's the answer. The improper fraction, we want it as a mixed number. So 56 over 15 is what the improper fraction was, 56 over 15 now. Again, what did I say? We find out how many times 15 goes into 56. So this, in my calculation, is 3. As 15 times 4 is 60, which is greater than 56. So 15 times 3 is 45. Then 56 take away 45. So it would be 3 there. And then 56 take away 45 is 11. And it would be 11 over 15. That's what the answer would be. 3 and 11 over 15. Again, I'm just trying to think if I made this into 5. Wait, 1 second. Or I could, yeah. So what I could do is, I'll show you another way of doing the second one. All you do is subtract 4 3/4 by 2.5. So 4 3/4 take away 2 and 1/2. So we can make this denominator and this denominator equal. So the highest common factor of 2 and 4 is again 2. So we would just multiply is 4, sorry. So we would multiply this whole by 2 to get them all equal. So it would be 4 3/4 take away 2 2/4, because all we've done is multiplied this by 2. So 4 3/4 take away 2 2/4. So all we do is the minusing. Well, 4 take away 2. 1 second. 4 3/4 take away 2 2/4. So 4 take away 2, 2, 3 take away 2 is 1. So 2 1/4 be the answer. 2 1/4. So all we did was make the denominators equal in both fractions. And the final one, multiply, multiply. This is a bit easier because you don't have to make anything equal. Multiply 1.5 by 2 2/3. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 here is 2 again. 2 times 3 is 6. So this would be 2 or and 2 is 6. Or to simplify that, it would be 2 and 1/3. So the answer would be 2 and 1/3. Um, Let me just check that. 2, 2, so. I'm just checking it in an improper way, just to see that I'm right. Uh, equal to, uh, let me do that again, sorry guys. Because if we turn this into, 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So we would do it in this way actually, guys. Don't look at this was wrong by me actually. So for this one, what we would have to do is, right, let me just make sure that that one is right then. So B, let's make sure that B is right. 16 plus 3, will take away. Right, so I think yeah, we have to do this again, sorry guys. So I'm gonna need both wrong, please, so let me show you how to do B again. So we need to turn them into improper fractions like I did for the first one. So 4 and 3/4 as an improper fraction. 4 times 4 is 16. Add the 3, which is 19. And we keep the denominator the same as I said. Take away. So 2 times 2, which is 4. Add 1, which is 5/2. Again, we need to make these equal the same. So all we do is multiply this whole by 2 to make them the same. So it'd be 19/4, take away, sorry, not equals. Sorry, 1 second. And it would be equal, it would be take away 10/4. So actually, I think I am right. So 19, take away 10, which would equals 9/4, which is 4. Yeah, I am right. Sorry, that is right. But for the last one, so this would be 2 1/4. So this is still right. This is fine. The last one, let's do the last one as we mix them one. So what we would do is again 2 times 1, which is 2, add 1, 3/2, multiplied by 2 times 3, which is 6, add 2, which is 8/3. So 3 times 8, which is 24, and 2 times 3, which is 6. So this would equal to 4. The answer would be 4 because 6 times 4 equals 24, meaning that the answer is that. So it's 4. The answer for the last one. Also, for multiplication, what we have to do is turn both of these as an improper fraction. So 1.5 equals to 3/2 because 2 times 1, 2 times 1 is 2, add 1, which is 3. So, and this would become 2 times, so 2 and 2/3. So we do 2 times 3, which is 6, add the top number, which is 8/3. So that's what I did to turn it into an improper fraction, and then you can do the multiplication, which is 3 times 8, and it is also 2 times 3. Ordering decimals. So aligning the decimal point is crucial when comparing decimals accurately. This ensures a proper comparison of their values. Ordering decimals from smallest to largest helps in various applications like data analysis and mathematical problem solving. So arrange these in ascending orders. So these three. So we know if we turn this into three decimal places, we know that this is 0.450. That means the same thing as this. So then all we have to do is arrange ascending. So the biggest is 0.507. The second biggest is 0.5025, not 8. Sorry, guys. Uh, 5. And then the smallest is 0.45. So in ascending order, that would be the order. It would be number one, number two, and number three. That would be the order. And then for B, which is the largest, 0.499, 0.5. As I said, this would equal to 0.50. Now we know that 500 is greater than 499, so the answer would be 0.5 for the second one. Third one, place 0.33, 0.303, 0.330 on the number line between 0 and 1. I'll state now and again. We have to work out what the greatest is. So number line will look like this, 0 and 1 would be there. So the greatest here is 0.333. As we know, 333 is, if we ignore the 0 for now, 333 is bigger than 303 and 330. So it would be 0.333. Second biggest would be 0.330 because that is greater than 303, 330 is. So the second one would be 0.330 and this would be 0.303. So that's how we would write it. So add 3.75 to 2.08. So 3.75 add 2.08, which equals to. So if we just do the the numbers before the decimal first, so 3 add 2, which is 5. Then we do 75 add 8, which is 75 add 8 is 83. So the answer would be 5.83 because we did the number after the decimal and the number before the decimal. So the answer would be 5.83. Now take away 7.20. So 7.2, we have to make it into two decimal places. So 7.20 it would become 7.20 take away 4.56. Now this is a bit more complicated because if we do 7 minus 4, it would equal 3. But if we do 20 minus 56, we would get minus 36. But you can't write it like that. So all we would do is we would then do 3 take away 0.36 to find out the answer because we know that. So this would become like this. It would become 3 take away 0.36 because we know that 0.20 is 0.20 minus 0.56 is minus 0.36. So we would do 3 minus 0.36. So the answer would be 2.64. That's what the answer would be for this. 2.64. Move this out to have a bit more space. 2.64. The last one, divide 5.4 by 0.6. So 5.4 divided by 0.6, which equals 2. So you can either round this up or you can do it on it. I don't know if you guys can use a calculator, then you can just do it on your calculator, which gives you 9. Or, or what you can do is actually, I've got an idea. So what you can do is, for now, make them both into whole numbers. So it become multiply everything by 10 to make them into whole numbers. 54 divided by 6, which equals, this is simple because if we do 54 divided by 6 in our head, we get 9. So, because we multiplied everything by 10, and it's not just one thing, that means the answer would become 9 in this case. That would be the answer, guys. So the answer for this would be 9. All you have to do there is multiply it by 10. So, so percentage of amounts and percentage change. Sorry. Um, Let me just. What's going on here? Yeah, let me just start the slideshow again. So calculating percentages can be done using fraction methods, which simplify the process of finding parts of a whole. Using decimal equivalents is another effective way of calculating percentages, making the process more straightforward and efficient. Understanding how to calculate percentages is a vital skill in various real life scenarios such as budgeting and finance. So percentage change is a mathematical concept used to evaluate the increase or decrease in a value relative to its previous value. In finance, percentage change is crucial for evaluating investment growth, losses, and overall financial performance over time. Percentage change helps economists assess economic indicators such as inflation rates and market changes, guiding decision making. So find 25% of £360. So for the first one, all we would do is, so we know how to find out 30%. I mean, we know how to find out 10%. So 10% of 360 is just 360 divided by 10, which is 36. So that's 10%. Now to find out 20%, all we do is times it by 2, which equals 72. So 20% is 72. To find out 5%, all we do is divide this, 36, by 2. So the answer would be 18. So then to find out 25% is this, add this. So 18 and 72, which equals to 90. So 25% is £90. All we did there was find out 20%, which is 72, then find out 5%, which is 18, and add them together. So the answer would be 90 in this case. Work out 15% of 280 kg again. 10% of 280 divided by 10, which is 28. 5% is just divided by 2, which is 14. So we do 10% add 5%, which is 28 and 14, which equals to 42. So the answer would be 42 kg. Again, all we did was find out 5% and find out 10%, 5% and add them together. So for the last one, calculate 120% of 45 meters. So all we would do here is we could either change it into a decimal, which is 1.2, and do it in the calculator, or we can just find out what 120%. So 100% is of 45, 45, that's 100%. Then 20% of 45 is all we do to find out 20% is that's 100%. So 20% is find out 10%, we divided by 10, which is 5, multiplied by 2 to equal 9. So 120% is 45, is add 9, 45, add 9 equals to 54. So the answer would be 54 meters. That is the answer. And we know this is correct because 120% should be greater than this anyways, because it's 120% and not 20. As 100% is always what it is given us. So percentage change, an item rises from £80 to £92. What is the percentage increase? So all we do here is find out what the difference is. So 92 take away 80 is £12 increase. There's been a £12 increase. And now what we can do is, as we know this has been increased, we can just find out, sorry, what's happened here? Sorry guys, let me go back. As we know, this has been increased by £12. All we need to find out is what percentage of 80 is 12. So what percentage of 80 is 12? Well, we can do 80 divided by 12. In that case, 80 divided by 12 on 80 over, and this work. I'm just trying to think what the best way of this is. Sorry. Well, multiply it by, okay, so what we can do is 12. So as I said, it's a £12 increase. Now 10% of 80 is 80 divided by 10, which is £8. So 12 take away 8 leaves us with 4. So we still need to work out how to get this £4 and divide it by 2, meaning that it equals 4. So all we would do is divide the percentage by 2. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5%. So 4 is 5%. So £4 is 5%. £8 equals 10%. So then all we would do is 10 add 5 equals 15%. That is the answer. So what we did was we found out what a 10% of 80 was, which is, why does it keep doing this? Sorry. We found out what 10% of 80 was, which is £8. Then we found out what 5% of 80 was, which is £4. And 8 at 12 equals 12. 8 at 4 equals 12. So that means we add the percentages. 10 at 5 equals 15. So the answer would be 15% increase. 1 second. So that is if you can't use a calculator, by the way. That's all. What was this again? This was 54 meters. And guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Again, a population falls from 5,000 to 4,500, so 5,000 take by 4,500, so it falls by 500. That's the decrease. What is the percentage decrease? So we need to work out what 500 is as a percentage of 4,500. So all we would do here is as of 5,000, sorry. So all we could do here is 5,500 divided by 5,000. So the answer for that is equal to 0.1 as a decimal. So 500 divided by 5,000 is 0.1 as a decimal. To find it as a percentage, all we do is multiply by 100, which equals to 10% decrease. So what we did was divide this by the number it was initially was 500 divided by 5,000, which equals 0.1, multiplied by 100, which equals 10% decrease. If you increase 100 by 20%, sorry, if you increase 100 by 20%, then decrease the result by 20%. What is the final value? Right, so for this, we would increase it by 20%, so 150. So 10% of this is 15, 20% is 30. So 150 add because the increasing the result by 20% equals 180. That's the increase, 180. Now to find out if we decrease that by 20%, all we do is find out 10%, which is 18, divided by 10, it equals to 18. Then we find out 20%, which is multiplied by 2, which is 36. So then what we do is the answer, because it's a decrease, sorry guys, the answer 180, take away the percentage decrease. So 180 take away 26, which is actually not 150, which we would assume. It is 144. So the final value would be 144. So all we did there was find out what 20% of 150 is, which is 30. Add it on as it's an increase. So 30 and 150 is 180. Then from 180, we found out what 20% is, which is 36. We've taken that away from 180, which is 144. That's the final value. So ratios and proportions. Ratios represent quantitative relationship between two quantities, expressed as a fraction or proportion. Solve ratio problems, one must apply the concept of ratio to determine unknown values based on given quantities. Understanding proportion. So, proportion is the equality of two ratios representing the relationship between two quantities. Direct variation shows how one quantity increases as another quantity how one quantity increases as another quantity increases, establishing a consistent relationship. Mastering proportion and direct variation is crucial for solving real-world problems in mathematics. So divide 240 in the ratio of 3 to 5. So all we do is divide 240 by 3 and 5. So 240 by 3 is quite simple, it's 80. 240 divided by 5. Actually, no, sorry. 5, what is 240 divided by 5? No, that's not how we do it, sorry. So it would be, what we would do here is we will find out, so we would divide it by, I'm just trying to think, if we divide it by 6, so, 1 second. What is that? Sorry, what is that? What's this name? Sorry, guys. Let's, let me go back on it. So, 2. Where's it? Oh, sorry, guys. There it is. So 240 divide the ratio of 3 over 5, which would equal to 240 divided by 5 is 80, and the rest would be over 60. Yeah, so what you would do here is you would divide it by the lowest number, which is 240 divided by 3. Sorry, let me know what's happened there. Sorry. Right. 240 divided by 3 equals to 80. So that would become 80, the first number. 80, and the second number would become 160. Is that right? No, that isn't right. Sorry. That would be equal to 1, 2, 2. That's all. What we could do is ratio of 3 to 5. 80. Let's go on to B, then we'll come back to A. Sorry, guys. So, if it takes 4 workers 6 hours, how long for 6 workers? If it takes 4 workers 6 hours, how long does it take for 6 workers? So,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
Is it not 1 hour session? Because we have other classes.
yeah. I mean, it is 1 hour. Um, but obviously it's taken a bit longer to get through these. Yeah, I mean, if you want to leave, it's by all means it's up to you. But I just need to get through these. There's 9 more slides. It's up to you if you need to leave when you need to go somewhere, then that's fine. No worries. But
Alright.
I just need to get through this as soon as I can, guys. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. So 1 second, guys. Second, sorry, guys. So So what we do here, so for the first one, sorry, I'm just thinking correctly. What we do for the first one is we add 3 and 5. So 3 add 5 equals 8. Yeah. So now we divide the total amount by 240. So 240 divided by 8 equals 30. 30. So 1 part equals 1 part. That means the 3 parts would equal, and multiplied by 3 is equal to 90. So the ratio would be 90 there, and then 5 parts would be multiplied by 5. I know what 5 parts are. 30 multiplied by 5, which is 150. So the answer would be 90 over 1. 90 to 150. That's what would be the answer as a ratio of 3 to 5, 90 to 150. So if it takes 4 workers 6 hours, oh, the ratio would be 4 to 6. If it takes 4 workers 6 hours, 4 workers 6 hours, so we would do 6 hours, we would add it together, which is 10 then all we would do is 6 hours. We can turn this into minutes. Can we? How long? So what we would do is so all we would do here is it's not like that. Um, for this. So all we would do here is 4 workers, 6 hours. So remember the time is 6 and the original workers is 4, the new workers is 6. How long would it take 6 workers? So to simplify this we can do 6. Um, so we can do 6 as 2/3. For 6 workers it would take 6 and 2/3, which is 12/3, which equals 4 hours. All we did was if we take multiply 6 by 4, which is 24, 6 by 6, which is no, we simplified it, sorry. So all we did is multiply the top, which is 6 times 2, which is 12/3, and that would equal to 4 hours. So the final one, 4 hours. The final one is mix red, blue, and yellow. 2, 3, 5. How much yellow? So 2, 3, 5. Add 3, add 5 equal to 10. To work out one part is 50 divided by 10 equals 5 liters. Now to work out 2 parts, which is red, blue, and yellow, to work out 5 parts, all we need to do is multiply this by 5. That is not 4, by the way, guys, that is L. So 5 liters times 5 to work out the yellow to 25 liters. That's how much yellow there would be in this batch. 25. Calculating money. So we can read this quickly. Budgeting helps individuals track their income and expenses to achieve financial stability and meet their goals. Making informed purchasing decision requires careful consideration of needs versus wants, as well as price comparisons. Accuracy in calculating expenses ensures individuals stay within their budget and avoid unnecessary debt. So if VAT is 20%, find the VAT and total on a purchase of £150. So VAT is 20% of 150. So all we would do is find out 10%, which is 15 multiplied by 2. So the VAT is £30. The total will be 30 and 150. So the total plus VAT would be 180. All we did was find out what 20% is and then add it by the total. So a phone cost 20% after 15% discount. What was the original price? So with this company that is increased, it's what we need to work on is the opposite, the increase. So 220. If we find out 15% of it, divide by 10 equals 22, divide by 2 which equals 11. So 11 plus 22 equals 33. 33 pounds is 15% of 220. But we know that we need to increase 220 by 15%. So 220 at 33. So it originally was 253. That was the original price. And after discount, it became to £220. You pay £45 for 3.6 kg of apples. What is the price per kg? So all you do here is find out 45. All you can do here is £45. Sorry again. 45 by 3.6. Or you can find out what to find out what 1 kg is. Um, so you can do that quickly, or you can do 3.6. So 45 divided by 3.6 equals to 12.5. The answer is 12.5. So £12.50 per kg. All we did was divide 45 by 3.6 there. Measures and compound measures. Understanding units of measurement is crucial for calculations in both maths and science, helping to quantify physical properties. Different types of units exist for measuring length, mass, and volume, each serving a specific purpose in scientific calculation. Converting between different units is essential for accurate measurements and calculation, ensuring consistency in results. Compound measures are formed by combining two or more measurements, such as speed, being derived from distance over time. Solving problems in compound measures is essential for practical applications of mathematics in everyday life, such as travel and construction. So converting 245 kilometers to meters, so 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, or 2.5 km would just equal times it by 2.5, which equals 2,500 meters. So the answer would be 2,500. So 3.6 meters squared into liters. 3.6 meters squared into liters. 3.6 meters cubed cubed to liters. All we would do here is all we would do here is we know that 1 meter cubed equals 1,000 liters, so 3.6 would just equal 1,000. No, 3.6 is 3.6 and 1,000 equals 3,600 liters. 3,600 liters. So 700 milliliters into 70 liters into centimeters cubed. So ml to cm cubed. So 3.6 milliliters to so this would just equal, so we know that milliliters is the same as cubic centimeters, so it would just equal to 750 cm cubed. So that's just 1 to 1 the ratio. A car travels A car travels 180 kilometers for 3 hours. Find its average speed. So speed equals distance over time. So all we would do is 180 divided by 3, which equals 60 kilometers per hour. So the answer would be 60 km/h. Second one. So a tap fills 12 liters in 4 minutes. What is the flow rate? So all we would do to find the flow rate is divide 12 by 4, as it tells you liters over minute, or 12 liters over 4 minutes. So the answer would be 3L minute. Okay, 3. A runner does 300 meters in 36 seconds. Sorry. A runner does 300 meters in 36 seconds. Again, we would do what is their speed in meters per second? So it would be 300 divided by 36 equals to speed of distance over time. So 300 divided by 36 on the calculator, 8.33 meters per second. And to do it into kilometers per hour, so one, so 1,000 meters equals 1 km. So 300 meters equals 0.3 km. And then, so 1 hour. So how many seconds is that? 1 hour would be 2 hours. I think it would be 6. So 60 seconds. 60 minutes. So it would be 3,600 seconds in an hour. So 36 seconds would be divided by 100. No, wait, no, 1 hour. So all we would do is the ratio is the same again. Is no, actually, we would do is 0. It would be 0.3 km and divided by 0.01 hours. 0.3. No, that can't be right. So with around 8.33 meters per second. 8.33 meters per second. Yeah, actually that can be right. And to work it out in kilometers per hour, all we would do is 30 kilometers. Yeah, so the answer would be 30 kilometers per hour. The answer would be 30 kilometers per hour because all we've done is 0.3 divided by 0.01. So the answer equals 30 kilometers per hour. So we have explored key concepts in Foundation Math Level 2, ensuring a solid understanding of the material. The session includes practice questions designed to reinforce learning and improve problem-solving skills. The knowledge gained will assist in preparing for future studies or assessments in mathematics. So guys, that is it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's regarding with the ratio. You know, when you were and
Yeah.
the mix when you were mixing the paints, red, blue, and yellow
Okay.
paints.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really get how you got the 50.
And let me show you 1 second. So for
Thank
ratios, by the way, guys, if you don't have any questions, you can go now because I know it's been over a question. But for ratios, it's been over an hour, sorry, not over a question. So for this one, sorry, let me go back.
The paint.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it's not showing the question. There you go. So the last one. So red, blue, and yellow, we know it's 2, 3, and 5, right?
Okay,
So
I've
for
seen the
ratio,
50. Sorry,
sorry?
I've seen the 50. I didn't see it before. I was going to ask how you got the how the 50 came about, but I've just seen it now.
Oh, did you see it there? Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So what you do is add these together and then work out 50 divided by 10. So that's one part, right?
yeah.
So to work out 5 parts, all you do is multiply this by 5. So because you know
No,
yellow
that
is
five.
5.
That five stands for the yellow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it becomes 25 liters.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. No worries. Thanks a lot. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
hello, please. I have a question.
Yeah, that's fine.
Before we go, unfortunately, I came in late. Are we going to have a recorded of this?
Yeah, we will have a recording. I'm just going to send it in the group chat, but it will take about 1 or 2 hours to upload.
Okay,
So
okay.
in about 2, 3 hours, you'll have it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries. You're
Okay,
welcome.
sorry, one question. Are we having more classes since you said this is revision class? Is that the end of the
I think
learning?
that's the end of this term. So I think you might. I'm not sure because the UK University provide the test. So I think you might have a test on this now, and then there will be more classes. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
there will be more classes. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay. So after the end of this, we are going to have more tests before we get the certificate. Or please, if you can brief us on that.
I think
I'm
that
totally
is the
lost.
case. Yeah, I think that is the case. But if you give me a bit of time, I will ask the head, and then I will message in the group chat. Is that okay with you? To give you
Okay,
information on
okay.
this. Yeah, yeah.
So are we going to meet again next week, or that's the end? This comes to the end of this.
As far as I'm aware, we are going to meet next week. But if there's anything different, we will let you know in the group chat. Are you in the group chat?
Yes, I am. Okay.
Yeah, we'll let you know in that. But as far as I'm aware, yeah, we will meet next week.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.